There's a strange moment in human history, a moment so improbable, so impossible, that archaeologists still argue about it today. A scattered collection of villages, little more than mud huts along a river, suddenly becomes one of the most powerful civilizations the world has ever seen. No iron, no wheels, no horses, no empire to copy, no blueprint for running a state. And yet, Egypt rises, almost instantly, almost from nothing. A civilization so advanced that it feels like they skipped levels of history. One generation is farming barley. The next is constructing monuments that still stand 4,000 years later. The question isn't just how they did it. It's why their greatest secret, the one that built their empire, still pulls at us today. A secret we haven't outgrown. A secret every modern society struggles with. A secret that can create greatness or destroy it. So let's go back, to the Nile, to the first kings, to the birth of order from chaos. And to the truth, Egypt may have understood better than anyone else. 1. The world before Egypt. Before Egypt, the world was messy. Human groups lived in scattered tribes. Life was fragile. Floods, droughts, conflict, famine. Everything felt random. Nothing was guaranteed. But then came a river unlike any other, the Nile. Predictable, steady, generous. Every year, the river rose. Every year, it left behind rich black soil. It didn't just feed people. It promised them that life could be understood, patterned, ordered. And that's where the spark began, where the idea of Egypt, not just the place, but the worldview, was born. 2. The first great unifier. Around 3100 BCE, something unimaginable happened. Dozens of small chiefdoms, people who had fought each other for generations, were somehow united under a single ruler. We don't know his real name. We call him Narmer, or sometimes Menes. He didn't just unify Egypt politically. He unified it psychologically, because for the first time, people believed there could be one rule, one order, one guiding principle behind everything. This idea becomes the core of Egyptian civilization. They called it Ma'at, the cosmic balance, the right order of the world. Egypt didn't rise because of technology. Egypt rose because of belief, a shared belief in order over chaos. 3. The pharaoh. Not a king, an idea, but belief alone doesn't build pyramids. It needs a symbol, something tangible. Enter the pharaoh, not a king, not a warlord, not a politician, but a living embodiment of order. Imagine this. While Sumerian kings talked about power and conquest, Egyptian pharaohs talked about harmony, balance, cosmic duty. Their crown wasn't a symbol of rule, it was a symbol of responsibility, to keep the universe in balance. No other ancient civilization built their entire social system on the idea that the world stays stable because the leader behaves correctly. Egypt did. And people believed it so deeply that they built the largest stone structures on earth, not out of fear, but out of devotion. Because they believed that by helping the pharaoh create order, they were helping maintain the universe itself. 4. Why the pyramids were actually psychological weapons. Now, the pyramids. Everyone focuses on the engineering. But the true function of the pyramids wasn't architectural, it was ideological. Imagine living in a world where everything is small. Your home, your village, your tools. And then you see this. A mountain that wasn't there last year. Perfect shape, perfect angles, perfect alignment with the cosmos. It didn't intimidate you, it reassured you. It said, order is possible, stability is real, Ma'at is working. The pyramids weren't monuments to ego, they were monuments to certainty. A giant, unmissable reminder that Egypt had discovered something, that people don't rise because of technology. People rise when they believe in something bigger than themselves. 5. The hidden machine behind the glory. Egypt's greatness didn't come from slaves. That's a Hollywood myth. It came from farmers volunteering during the flood season, from engineers, artists, scribes, and mathematicians working together in a workforce more organized than most modern companies. Egypt's real invention wasn't the pyramid, it was bureaucracy, record-keeping, taxation, surveying, laws, logistics, standardization. Egypt created the first truly scalable system of human cooperation. They turned the chaos of thousands of people into a single synchronized effort. And they did it with one shared belief. Order must win, chaos must lose. Ma'at must be defended. This is the secret behind the rise, but it's also the seed of the fall. Because here's the twist. The thing that made Egypt immortal also made it vulnerable. The more they worshipped order, the more terrified they became of change. And civilizations that fear change begin to rot from the inside. Egypt stayed stable, but too stable. Stability turned into rigidity. Rules became chains. Traditions became prisons. The same worldview that had lifted them above their rivals now prevented them from adapting. When other societies experimented, Egypt clung to the old ways. When others innovated, Egypt insisted everything was already perfect. And so, the question becomes, was Egypt's real enemy chaos, or the fear of chaos? Because every civilization faces the same paradox. Order gives us meaning, but change gives us survival. So which one should we choose? And what happens when we choose wrong? Egypt lasted for 3,000 years. No other civilization has matched its longevity. But in the end, Egypt fell, not because of enemies, but because of the tension inside its own worldview. Order versus chaos. Stability versus change. Tradition versus reinvention. Egypt wanted the world to stay still, but the world moved anyway. And the truth is, we're still fighting the same battle. Every society today, every business, every culture, every government, every person wrestles with the same choice Egypt faced. Do we cling to what we know because it feels safe? Or do we embrace uncertainty because it's the only way to grow? Look around. We build systems to keep the world stable. Laws, algorithms, governments, ideologies. We tell ourselves we're safe, that our world is predictable, that everything makes sense. But deep down, we know the truth. The river still floods. The world still shifts. Chaos still waits. Egypt wasn't destroyed by chaos. It was destroyed by the illusion that chaos could be eliminated. They believed order was eternal. They believed the old ways would always work. But nothing humans build lasts forever. Not kingdoms, not pyramids, not even worldviews. What lasts is the question they left us with. The same question that built their civilization and destroyed it. How much order do we need, and how much chaos can we survive? Because somewhere between the two lies the secret to every civilization that has ever risen, and everyone that has ever fallen. And that's the haunting truth Egypt left behind. You can't escape chaos. You can only choose how to dance with it. Join us on a journey through the ages, where every question becomes an opportunity to discover. Subscribe Timeless Questions channel now and start exploring life's greatest questions with us.